What's going on, guys? Welcome into another video. Today we are talking the Gatac, Syulen, and the Banu Defender. Originally, I was going to make this video with the Gatac, Syulen versus the other starter ships, but the more I thought about it, the more I just felt like the Gatac, Syulen, and the Banu Defender are actually closer and like the role and what they're going to be used for than some of the other starter ships, particularly because these are the kind of ships that you can actually use for like bounty hunting and bunkers and stuff like that. Not saying that you can't use those other ships for that, but I feel like these ships really excel at that, and I feel like they are closer in their roles than some of the other starter fighters, and also because they're both alien ships. So today we're going to talk about which is the right alien ship for you. Now, me personally, I have flown a Banu Defender way back in the 317 patch. It was like one of my daily drivers. I liked it, but I didn't like it. One of the things that I didn't like about the Banu Defender is how the cockpit was offset. I often said that I wish they would update it and put like they could put both of those cockpits like right here in the middle. I just felt like it was really weird to have it the way they did. But, I don't make the ship designs. I just fly the ships. But one of the big things about the Banu are these wing arms. And this thing does look like a crab. It looks very crab-like, even with the way that, the cockpits are. They look like eyes, and, you have like little, I don't know what they have down here, but yeah, it's like a crab. But anyway, the big thing about this ship is these wing arms, and if they get shot off, it does create a bad day for the ship. And that's kind of the same thing for the Syulen right here, man. If these get shot off or they get damaged in any kind of way, it kind of makes the ship inoperable. But one of the things I do love about the Syulen over the Banu is the weapons are actually mounted to the hull of the ship. So that does make it a little bit better, a little bit easier. And, they both have their awkwardness about them too. So let's talk about that. With this one, like I said earlier, the cockpit being offset no matter which one you choose, your weapon rectile is going to be either off center to the left or off center to the right. So you do have to kind of get used to that when you're flying the ship around. One of the things that you could do with this ship very well is it has pretty decent internal storage. So you can actually put a lot of stuff in there. You can bedlock in this ship. You get 4 size 3 weapons versus, this one you get 3 size 3 weapons. But I don't think it's terrible on this ship having 3 size 3 weapons. I think the capacitors on this one are a little bit better. You're going to get more shots versus this one. I always felt like the capacitors on the Banu were a little bit, how can I put it? They were a little bit lacking, but I do understand that it's technically a small ship that's also a very big ship. When these ships are in their expanded profiles, when they're in their flight modes, they do both present a pretty large target to shoot at. So with these ships, I'm going to be making an in-depth video on the Syulen. I've already done the recording for it. I just need to go in and voice it over. But I kind of want to save everything for that. So I'm not going to give like everything away in this video. You guys have to wait for that video to come out probably a little bit later. So make sure you watch that. And don't forget to vote and see what ship I'm going to be giving away at 3,000 subs as well. But there are certain things about this ship that I wish we would have got. One of those things is I wish they would have like some bespoke alien weapons like cannons. Maybe not as strong as something like that's like in the damn, I just lost my train of thought. In the blade. I don't want something as powerful as the blade, but maybe something like in between that, I just think that having the Panther repeaters on the ship, it just looks kind of off, giving the alien design of the ship. The weaponry really looks off, So I think that them doing that could have been a nice little touch, but that's just me nitpicking something about this ship. So let's get into what ship is going to be right. Now, one area which the Syulen shines is you can run cargo with this thing. Now, you only get 6 SCU, but you can run cargo right here. These little, how can I put these little external pods? These do fit. You could put 6 SCU of cargo. 6 SCU. It sounds like I'm saying sex, and I'm not, guys. I promise you, I'm not. I'm not saying that. 6 SCU of cargo. Say that 5 times fast for me in the comments. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you could put that cargo on here, and you can run like a cargo. Now, it's going to take you a long time to make money, but that is something that you can do with this ship. Now, that's something that I think people won't be doing with this ship, but it does have that ability. Like I said, doing your bounties, you could do up to HRTs with this thing if you know how to fly. If you don't know how to fly, MRTs are going to be your best bet. And it's kind of the same thing with the service beacons. You can run up to the high threat service beacons with the Syulen. MRTs if you don't know how to fly, if you're not that confident of a pilot. But it does give itself, a good array of firepower from the onset. 12 size 2 missiles, 3 size 3 weapons. It's fast as hell. 18 G's of acceleration, a 1,200 meter per second top speed. It's a really good starter ship. It's nice. It's cozy on the interior. There are certain things that I will say about it, but you guys, like I said, have to wait for that other video when that comes out. Now, the Banu kind of has a similar thing going to it. It's very, very fast. It can pull a lot of G's. It handles very well. It has decent enough in Atmo, but I think it's going to be far superior in Atmo over something like the Banu Defender. I just think this one is, for some reason, it's a little bit stronger than the Banu. I've been able to I have had my shields down. I've been able to take shots pretty well, and the ship didn't mess up too bad, and I had enough time to get my shields back up, and I was seemingly okay. In terms of PvP, we know that the Banu can be a good PvP ship. I've seen a lot of people fly it for PvP and use it quite well. And initially, I thought, that would be the same case with the Syulen, but it seems that's not exactly the case. Like, if you know what you're doing, if you know how to fly, this could also be a very good PvP ship, because it's very similar in that regards to the Gladius. 3 size 3 weapons. It has very good maneuverability in 0G. This is actually, as of right now, with the without control services, this is going to be better in Atmo than something like a Gladius. Again, it does have that bigger profile, so you can be hit a lot. But you can essentially, with this ship, outmaneuver a Gladius in Atmo. That doesn't mean you're going to necessarily win that fight. It's going to depend on what pilot that you encounter and like where. It's like if it's on Migratech, if it's on Hurston or Crusader, the Gladius will struggle in those places. But on the moons, it's going to be a much closer fight. So that's something to consider, that this can do a lot of what the Gladius does. And it's a starter ship, and it's cheaper than the Gladius. It's not, it's not your perennial dogfighter, right? But I do think that it is better in some regards than a Gladius. Now, if this ship came out and this thing was just smoking Gladiuses, you would probably see a lot of people, asking for this to be nerfed. But I don't think that's the case, at least not yet. But again, like I said, that's really going to depend on the pilot that you encounter. So if they know how to fly, if they know how to pip wiggle and do all that other different stuff, you're probably going to be in trouble. This thing can probably pip wiggle very well. I'm not the best of the pip wiggle, but I'm working on it, guys. I'm trying to get my PvP skills up in the game. And like I said, this one, you don't need to say much about this one in the dogfight. We all know what this one is capable of. But it boils down to a couple of things, right? It's mostly going to be like what you as a pilot prefers. And they both have, in their landing modes, very large footprints. Okay, this thing does take up a very large footprint. Trying to land it in hangars for the first couple of days can be awkward. So that is something, but you can just, if you're in the hangar and you're landing in this profile, you can essentially just rotate the shit forward and fly out of the hangar like you would normally, and it's kind of the same thing going back into the hangar. You fly in normally and you just rotate the ship up and put it back down. You don't really need to go into F4 because going to F4 can confuse you just a little bit. But overall, I think the Syulen is a fantastic ship. I think it's going to be the meta daily driver for a very, very long time. And I'm excited about this alien ship. It makes me even more excited about the Raylan. So, yeah, let me know down below what you guys prefer, the Banu Defender or the Gatac or the Gatac Syulen. You guys know I messed that up. You guys saw I messed that up. Don't kill me in the comments, okay? But let me know what you prefer down in the comments. I'm gonna pick the Syulen, guys. I'm a Syulen boy, also because the lights are purple on the interior, and purple happens to be my favorite color. So that's what I'm gonna choose. Let me know what you choose down below in the comments, and don't forget to vote on the ship giveaway because that's happening at 3K subs. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.